Hello, my name is Dave Brown. Two websites, superbaghanger.com, howtokickbacktime.com. Write those two websites down. Let's talk about two things real quick. Money and health. You know, there's no better feeling than getting out of bed each morning without pain. I mean, when someone has a lot of pain, it's hard to do anything right in life. Every task is hard, everything you do, you can't even think straight if you've got severe pain every day. Okay? And all the money in the world ain't going to ease that. The only way it might is if you can pay to have a nurse come and take care of you at your house. Okay? If you've got a lot of money. The best thing to do is to maintain your health your whole life and don't let it deteriorate. You know, it's sad, you go into a hospital and you walk around and see all the people laying in bed with tubes shoved in them, waiting to die, more or less. And if you could go back and look at each one of those persons' lifestyles, you would see a lot of things that helped end up cause the end for them, okay? Abusive things, you know, smoking, drinking, okay, drug abuse, you know. Just burning the candle at both ends, not taking care of their health. Not giving a care for their health, never thinking that one day it's going to go. And, you know, it's a fight, friends. Every day is a fight. You get up, you're fighting age, because every day you're one bit older and one day closer to the grave. Me, I choose to fight. How do I fight? I fight by training. I've been a martial artist and weightlifter for over 43 years, and that has enabled me to stay in peak shape. More shape, better shape than those half my age. You know, I can keep up with any 20-year-old still. Okay? And believe it, I'm almost hitting the big 6-0. But I've been training my whole life. I've never really been out of shape. Okay? And when you train like that and you stay in that kind of shape, as the years roll by, you reach a peak condition that just can't be achieved by the average person in 6 weeks, 6 months, or even 6 years, you know. A guy that's 50 years old that's been training all his life is going to be in a lot better shape than the 20-year-old that's been sitting there watching TV all day. Okay? 30 years ago, I created a routine for myself. It involves weight training and martial arts combined. Okay, I found certain exercises that seemed to work the best, and I wrote them down. And those are the ones I did. I believed in training the whole body, not leaving nothing untouched. You know, some people refuse to work neck, or they refuse to work their legs. They walk around with skinny little legs and no legs underneath them and a big upper body. Looks kind of silly. Okay, there's an old saying: "You're only as old as your legs." Well, you need to train the legs too. Okay, very few people train neck. They don't want to train neck. They don't want to do forearms. They don't want to do calves or abs. Okay. My routine was based on the ability to be in tip-top shape. I needed it because I was a professional fighter, and you got to be in the best shape to go in there and get kicked and hit and be able to withstand that pain. But I created a book for it. It's called How to Kick Back Time. That's me kicking the clock. On the back's testimonials from students, guys I've trained with, and people I've known for over 20 years endorsed my book. Okay. This book is how to deal with the problems that face us all. Stress, okay, toxic people, how the toxic people can affect you, pull you down, you know. If your friends aren't into fitness, the chances that you are going to be slim to none, okay. I've always treasured being in shape, you know. If you got your health and only a dime in your pocket, friend, you're still rich because you've got your health. And your health can enable you to do things and create the money that you need. But you can't go work and make and do the things you need to do to get the money if you ain't healthy. Okay? My fitness has always helped me be able to do my job better. Okay? When you build a physique and you're in shape, get your respect. Okay? Well, Lord knows there's a lot of idiots out there today, and if one way of dealing with them is being in shape. Very few people will mess with somebody that they know is physically more powerful than they are. Okay? They may be stupid, but they're just not that stupid. Okay? That's another advantage of being in shape. Okay? This is about putting a gym in your home. Okay? Whether it's a garage or your basement, but you design a little gym, you build it in your home, and you use that gym at least an hour a day, 7 days a week. Now most people watch at least an hour of television a day. Cut the hour of television out, do this workout, years roll by, you get in better shape, and you help stave off some of the diseases that try to grab you. You know, diabetes, heart disease, okay, cancer, you know. Most people in the moment it doesn't matter because they've got their health. Well, they think they do, okay, and they just go to work, come home, do what they want, party. But as the years roll by, the body begins to break down. Everybody has a point of no return, okay? That's the point at which, once you get past the point of no return, getting back in shape and getting your physical health back is almost nearly impossible. You don't want to go past the point of no return. I've seen people in their 20s past it already. Whereas another guy that's trained all his life, he ain't even hit the point of no return yet. He's in his 70s and he's still training, running marathons. Hey, he hasn't hit his point of no return yet. Okay? It can be done if you want to. And that's what this book's about. How to literally kick back time, maintain your youth, and turn back the clock. Consider that book. Thanks a lot.